Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spilling the Chai with ICY. Today we have Salty with me. We're going to be talking about episode 2 this time, and we have new headsets now. Hopefully, the audio is a little bit better. So please let us know if there is any audio issues.
Bro, what you should do is just export the chat and put it right next to us so that
How,
we
how
can.
do we export the chat?
No, so you've got to do is pop out chat. See,
Okay,
click.
pop up.
No, no, no.
Okay, pop up chat.
Pop
Okay,
out chat. Yeah,
nice. And then
and then you fix it along with OBS like split screen.
split screen.
You
Do you
ca-
want to do it?
Yeah.
Expert. You're the
Bruh,
expert
all
now.
these boomers, yo.
I know, right? I'm a boomer.
I,
Good
I, I,
afternoon,
I
Aziza. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what are we talking today?
Okay,
Guys, it was a holiday. It was an afternoon. I was like, all right, your boy is gonna sleep because he's had a very tiring week, and he's like, no, man, no.
yeah, no, we have to talk about podcasts. Like every time,
We're gonna
okay,
talk about podcast.
we're gonna talk about our daily life routines and
Alright,
all the
done.
inside gossips that
Yep,
we
yep,
can
yep.
never talk on stream.
Yeah.
I think that's more important right now. Like most of us, we're like, oh, on stream we're talking about the game, BGMI players. Yeah, this guy is good. Sim is God. Jonathan is God. And then people is like, blah 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 blah. And then we don't get to talk about what's happening behind the scene. The Masala, who's being an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, for this
Guys,
guys
I
watching,
mean, for the question who's being an idiot, people know from my vlogs, people have seen that part, bro, where you were doing no competition, baby. So if everyone has seen that part, everyone has timestamped it in the comment section. It's like, all right, guys, so this is the Bakchod guys. So the Bakchod guys here.
yeah. Anyways, for those of you who are tuning in, if you have any kind of questions or what you guys want to talk through the topic, feel free to let us know because last podcast we weren't really paying attention in chat, so I was a bit sorry on our part. But we were too it was chaotic, It was like we had one mic, now we had like two mics. Everything was like a little bit better now.
Man does not even care. He's like,
Hey, first podcast is kind of
yeah,
it's supposed to be ass. Now
it's
we made improvements.
yeah, we make
upgraded.
improvements. Let's get comfortable. Yeah, today it's gonna be nice.
Okay,
excited.
So Salty,
Yep.
I think the first question would be about player contracts first. Let's start.
Alright, alright.
Before we talk about
All
BGMI,
right, we go
teams
straight to
and
the
all
point.
this, I've heard rumors that slave contracts are pretty bad. So in Malaysia, we have some org.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just gonna put the org's name that starts with a G. That's it.
Oh.
G org. They had a slave contract for a specific player with 5 years. That contract is renewable upon the org's decision, so cannot be terminated by players. And
Ah.
the buyout of that contract was 100,000 ringgit, which is about 22,000 US dollars.
So, matlab, you as a player, you can't go out of that contract.
As long
You-
as you're doing your thing, everything, like you get a salary and everything, but you're not allowed to
Bro.
renegotiate nothing.
Bro, so I'll just give an example relating this point. I think in India, the slave contracts would be that if you want to leave by your own discretion.
Okay.
So I had that contract. I had that term.
Oh,
alright.
oh,
I-
oh,
I-
oh, oh, oh.
I-
So
I-
are you allowed to discuss about it?
No, so I'm not talking about the name of the org or whatever
Okay,
it is.
okay.
I'm talking about the term, right? The term was so bullshit. It was so stupid.
Okay.
It's like you can't leave.
Okay.
But if you want to leave, you've got to pay 25 lakhs to the org.
Okay.
You have to pay 25 lakhs from your own pocket if you
Correct.
want to leave.
Correct.
And if somebody comes in and wants to get you as well, then also they'll have to pay 25 lakhs.
Okay.
Right. So
25 lakhs is how much in US dollars?
you.
1,000, 2,000?
30,000.
$30,000.
$30,000.
Okay, similar.
Similar,
Kinda
yeah.
Okay. So, wow, you have to pay and then the org that gets you needs to pay as well.
Yeah, like
That's
it
crazy.
didn't even make sense, right? They're asking for 50 lakh buyout for someone who's not even that valued. It's just that they're losing an employee.
Okay. So do you have like a clause where
And then they were paying me $10,000 per month. No, sorry, 10,000 rupees per month.
okay, they're paying you jack shit.
They're paying me jack shit.
Okay, fair enough. Even though they're paying you that, do you have a clause where like once you leave the org, there's a specific time period you're not allowed to work with any competitors in the same industry? How long? How long is
In
that?
fact, I believe it was about like 2 or 3 months. I've had that with a very famous team. In fact, I'm not going to name any.
So it's only
I've-
2 or 3 months you're not allowed to work.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
or 3 months.
So the org that I know, this player was a God-sent natural born talent, but
Alright.
it's just really unfortunate that he was tied to this org. So he was playing in the competitive circuit with the same team with no way out for almost 4 to 5 years, and he's proved himself to be one of the best players out there. I cannot mention any team names, okay?
Bro, you Asians come up with very weird
So-
contract terms, bro.
So basically, he's only allowed to play with the team, and the buyout clause is about $22,000. Nobody can afford it, and the contract is renewable by the Ox request on their own. Means they cannot let you go. And if you decide to leave, you have to pay a fine, like you said as well. Pay a fine, which is about 25% of the 22,000 thing,
Yeah.
US dollars, and then you're not allowed to participate in any esports related or any industry for 2 years. 2 years. So
The
that means that
fuck?
is the end of your career for any esports player out there.
So, don't your players have like, what do you call that? In biology, you've heard that term, right? Brain.
No. So,
Your
okay.
players
So
don't have
at-
brain.
Okay, at that time, this was
Teja,
like
Dimag.
7-8 years ago. Okay, that guy is already out of that org now. So this is like 7-8 years ago. So at that time, because esports was a thing where like there's no ecosystem, like people not making a lot of money.
Bro, see, having no ecosystem makes sense, but reading the terms, they did not even read their contracts, I believe.
Think about this, right? For us, most pro players never really had a job to begin with. How would you know what a
Yeah.
corporate contract looks like?
Yeah.
If we are just fresh out college or
Makes
not even not even going to college,
Makes
just
sense.
playing games,
It makes sense.
and suddenly people offer you, hey guys, I'm gonna sponsor you a gaming house, a place to stay, food, some salary, just to play competitive.
Yeah.
Most kids would just like, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go for it.
I'm gonna sign for it, and then they're like locked in for like 5 to 7 years. They can't even do jack shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
think
This thing
about
is
it,
very
think about
prevalent in India as well. This is very happening in India, but not at the tier 1 circuit. Like in the tier 1 circuit, certain like majority of the I wouldn't say scams, but majority of the mishappenings happen relating to prize pools. Like the distribution of the prize pool from the org and the players, those terms are not clear. That is the slave contracts that we have in our country as of now. Not clear in the sense that majority of the times we've seen this uprising on Twitter happen that players are not receiving their share of the prize money. Right. So how does the org get the prize money? How much share they keep with every single member mentioned? Then all right, your team has got let's say 5 players and 1 analyst. What is the share in between them? Because and then the manager should not come in at the end moment and say that, oh wait, where's my share? And then there's like
it needs to be listed down beforehand.
it needs to be listed down beforehand, and how many days after the receival of the prize money are you going to give back the share to the players? Majority of the transparency does not happen because from I believe the TO's perspective as well, there's sometimes delays. So the teams were like, abhi tak paise nahi aaye, which basically means ki we've not received your money as of next
they'll
month.
delay,
they're like,
delay and
they're
stuff like that. Okay,
delayed.
so before we continue on towards that, here we have a question.
Yeah.
Do you ever experience mood swings at work? How to overcome mood swings at work? Thank you. IC version, salty version.
Bro, you know it.
What, me?
Who has mood swings, bro?
Who, you saying me?
Yeah. Who has mood swings? Bro, so someday this guy, I'm gonna be telling you the truth. आज मैं सारे पन्ने खोलने वाला हूँ.
Okay, English.
Yeah. So I'm basically saying that I'm gonna open all the pages of the book today.
Okay.
So
Wow.
some days he comes in, and he's like, "Yo guys, what's up? Let's go, let's hang out, let's go for coffee, let's go for like juices and stuff. Like we have a very popular place which is called like Haveli right there. Have you ever been to Haveli?
No.
You've never been to
No.
Haveli? That is an outright lie, bro. You go out. I know, as a matter of fact, you've been to Inkoti a lot.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
he's been to Inkoti a lot. He goes in, he's like, bro, let's drink something. Let's have like a sugarcane juice or let's say an orange juice or something like that. He's always like that. And some days he just come in, bro, I'm just dead, bro. Don't talk to me, man. Yeah. And on the days he's actually like happy. So since I'm the vlogger of the group, I throw cameras at every single person's face, right? On the days he's happy, this man comes up with, no competition, baby! And on the days he's not happy, he's like, bro, this man does not know how to handle mood swings, especially at work. Yeah, on the desk he manages, but then outside the desk he's like, done. Anki board is like Choco.
Anki.
Bro, see, we should. This is a very formal conversation.
See,
Bro, this is a
it's
very
not formal because one, it's on my stream. Two, I don't know.
Bro, we are talking about contracts and stuff, so
Okay,
we've got
okay,
to
fair
be
enough.
like suited and stuff.
No, before we go into contract thing, let's
we've
talk
got to
about
talk about Choco.
the mood swings first, lah. Okay,
Ah.
So for me, I think mood swings is where like before your work,
Yeah.
like during work, you have to be like professional. You know, you like it or not, you have to smile. You know, talk about serious shit, blah 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 blah. But before that, you want to do whatever you want. You have to like find a way to just reset your mind. Just like if you're having a bad day, you know, your ex-girlfriend dumped you or ex whatever happened, you just gotta suck it up. You just literally have to just take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Like I listen to a lot of music.
Ah.
Like usually we would just blast random music and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
keep our high
Yeah,
up.
that is the vibe
And then
thing.
of course Choco is also mandatory.
Choco is
100%.
mandatory, guys. मैं तुम लोगों को बता रहा हूँ, मुझे पता नहीं तुम लोग मतलब कितना जानते हो behind the scenes के बारे में, but right before the broadcast happens, the opening casters from Hindi and the opening casters from English, these two people are gonna cheer each other up through the walls of the studio. So one said, which is mostly Anki Bot, is gonna stream, guys, Choco de dunga. And then of course from the English desk, English and Necro have to step up. So they also come up with something of their own. And this guy at the end is like, he just screams and does his own shit as well, but which does not even reach the other studio. But but I am 100% sure, bro. I feel like Choco is mandatory. Without Choco, the desks wouldn't be as entertaining.
Yeah, chocolate, you know, chocolates.
Chocolates.
Yeah, chocolates. Yeah. For those who know what Choco means, you know. For those who don't know what it is, it's literally chocolate.
Anki
right?
Bot knows very well.
Yeah, Anki Bot knows very, very well. And a specific. Anyways, jokes aside. Okay, so that's me. What about you? Ask me about you. How do you handle your mood swings?
Bro, I think I've barely had mood swings at work, bro. I mean, have you seen me having mood swings at
Yeah,
work?
you had a
What?
you
No,
cried,
one day.
you cried like a few days
bro,
ago.
come on, what the
You
fuck,
cried
bhai?
like after you finished the stream and you went down to the crafting room and you just
Yeah.
literally shed tears. I was like, the fuck happened to you?
Bro,
The fuck?
see again. So TLDR guys, I like that was the
That's
day.
why you're wearing sunglasses. It's like it's all crying. You'll be crying for days.
Nah, bro. So, अरे बहनचोद, no, so it basically is. That was the day TLDR. That was the day when I just had finished my Hindi casting gig. Like not the gig, basically. Our casters, yeah, Anki Bot, Spiro, all of them were not well that day. They were all having, because of course age, guys, age factor. This guy is 30 plus, right? They all get tired very quickly. Even Anki Bot, even though he's like my age, he is like, he's gone as well. He's also got himself a belly to work with. Yeah, so coming back, they were unwell. We started finishing that off. The game got over, and I was like, bro, I could have done so much better. And then, of course, the chat was just blasting, bro. You know, right? Because, see, I get it. Their hate also towards me makes sense. I'm from Reverend X Park. They're from Godlike. Majority of the people are from Godlike. So they kind of hate me a little bit. Okay? They
No
kinda-
competition.
Yeah. So
Go
every time I take their name, they're like, no, this guy should not be taking their name. Doesn't matter who else.
Okay.
So, and they're like huge in number. They're like over 150,000 out of the 2 lakh watching. They're the ones. The chat was full blasting, bro. El Casta. So that kind of took a toll on me. But I was like, all right, fine. I mean, doesn't matter. It's kind of part of work, right? This is what you signed up for.
Fair enough.
And this is what you have to face before you actually grow and improve over time. So I believe that was it. I got emotional for like 5 minutes, but you also know like that everyone was like chill. Everyone
Yeah,
was
we were
rather
like, huh?
yeah, this is
You
actually
did good. Like
you did
in
good.
my mind, I was like, Salty, you did amazing. You were able to do Hindi. Your
Yeah.
English was on point, even though
Yeah.
you were kind of disappeared from the English desk
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
And then I was like, oh, you still got it. I was like, huh, you did a good job, even though it's your first time. Like we all know, like, oh, first day on the job, people mess up. You need
Yeah.
time to kind of get into the.
That
the-
is
the
what
vibe,
the
right?
usual caster trend is. Like people usually say. Even Bless says, IC is 30 plus.
Yes, I am officially 32.
Wow.
Yes, I'm officially 32.
You
That's why
flipped
in
that.
the description I have 11 years of esports experience for a reason. I've
Bro,
done coaching, I've done managing, I have been a GM, I have been a sub player,
GM as in
general manager.
oh, I
for a
thought
team.
Grandmaster.
Great.
Chess.
Well, no, I'm a grandmaster in Marvel Rivals, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm casting as well. So I even done EOs, which is event organizing, tournament organizing. I used to do production setup like this, but again, this setup you can see like I don't know how to do all this anymore because I'm so rusty. I haven't done this for like 7 years.
Bro, I mean, at times I don't trust you, but then at times I have to trust you because you are 32. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Fuck you.
Like honestly, bro, this is the simplest setup. You've got a mouse, you've got a keyboard, and you've got a like a microphone
Yeah,
machine, something.
I've
like.
never worked with a mixer like this.
Shri OP has 7 years on esports.
Hey, congrats.
Do you know how many years I've got?
How many years?
Guess.
One,
What the fuck, bro?
3,
Come on, you know me more than 1
3
year.
years. Okay, so I know
At
you
the
2 years
hi-
ago. So
at-
2 years ago.
Yeah, at the highest level, let's say 2 years.
Okay.
But apart from that, I think about 4 years.
4 years. Okay,
Yeah.
4 years is pretty good. Still new, but
Yeah, still new.
I
Still
think
new.
episode 1 we talked about it. Like esports, the first 3 years or 2 years, you have to pay certain fees to actually get yourself the first step into esports, right? Like
Yeah,
you
the
have to
fees
do
involve slave
free
contracts.
Oh yeah, your slave contract. All right,
the
okay.
slave
Anyways, back to it. Let's talk serious here. We were talking about slave contracts.
Yeah.
We were also talking about some kids they are stupid enough. Oh wait, somebody offered a contract. Finally, I got a house, gaming house, can play with my games, focus on training, and then
But I believe that's also part of the process. I see.
Mm.
I believe for all the kids who want to get out there, obviously, see, let's face reality now.
hi Aniket.
Let's face reality at this point. No tier one org is gonna get a random player out of nowhere, right? They always get themselves the best of the best, who have like agents and shit for them to actually do all the contracts or whatever. The tier 3 orgs who actually acquire these kids out of the grassroots, they're never gonna have contracts which mentioned that way. So I believe for every player who is, let's say, watching the stream also, who is aspiring to be an esports professional, like for them, they will have to go through that part once they have to
Yeah.
make it, because there's no way of escaping it. Yes, one day you can expect that the grassroots are also going to become like so well developed that there's like a proper ecosystem. But I believe, especially in our country, the pace at which esports is moving, that's not going to happen.
Okay, fair enough. So now I think there are a few things that we can talk about as well, right? Like I think India, the biggest comparison between India and Southeast Asia is that people think that India's esports is not booming. It's a little bit slower compared to the rest of the world. And personally, I think was there an esports before BGIS came back? And I think before BGIS it was PUBG M, and then oh wait, it's banned, gone. Now BGIS come back. Like, how's the scene like here now? Is it like just 3 years ago it started, or is it 4 years ago, or what? What do you think?
So the PUBG M scene blew into 2018, right? You know about it. That is when majority of the people, they started realizing that, oh well, these people, they're actually streaming on YouTube, right? We're gonna go watch. And then Mortal was a huge streamer back then, right? I think back in those days he used to be averaging like what, 35,000 40,000 views. I might be wrong with that number, but मेरे दिमाग में तो वही है, like that is a figure in my head, that 35 to 40,000 people watching, and every day is gonna come live stream. And Mortal was like one of those first conquerors and
Okay.
stuff, so you could only watch high level gameplay because not a lot of those people were conquerors themselves.
Okay, fair
Right,
enough.
only these athletes were like professional
Correct.
players. They're the few ones who are streaming as well. So he was right that niche, and he was kind of entertaining as well. So people just came in, and of course he was winning tournaments. So it just blew up, and I personally believe like Mortal had the biggest impact in PUBG blowing up as well. Dynamo was doing the same thing, and this is from the esports circuit. That's how people got to know about the game. Then back in the day, the publisher did a very good job in getting these people into their tournaments, right? They would get someone like, so there used to be this guy called Carrie Minati,
Okay.
who used to stream BGMI. There used to be
Okay.
this guy called Ronnie, who used to be a very big entertainer. They got them to cast the events, bro.
Okay.
They did not get like formal commentators
Okay.
like us. They got them to cast. So everyone was like very interested in that. How I believe the scene kind of blew up way back in 2018. Reached a lot of people, and everybody loved enjoying and watching the game and playing the game themselves.
Okay, fair enough.
But this
Okay,
happened.
I'm gonna put you on hold for
Yeah.
now. Basically, in questions here, I think Sri OP took you 6 years. My condolence to you, but at least you still had your break.
Both my
Uh,
condolence to you.
why is that? Dude, 6 years is a long time. At least it's still something. Anyways, why is that brands hesitating to enter into the markets of esports? Cause the kids who watch esports don't have money to spend on products. I think that's a very good one. I
No,
think.
bro.
Oh, no. I think this is a very good question. Actually,
No, bro.
why is it a bad question?
So do you think that the kid shows on televisions don't make money, cartoons don't make money?
Okay, so again, that's where it comes down to what brands' objectives and goals for the year is. Each company in the world, regardless of telco, digital, cars, whatever, they all have their yearly KPIs that they want to set. And each year, they will split it into 4 quarters: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Not many people know this, but most of them, they have a budget and they have specific goals
Yeah.
set for each quarter of the year. So you're not wrong when it comes to brands not wanting to enter into esports because number one, majority are kids. Not many people have money to spend. Number two, even if let's say I give you an example, Mercedes or whatever, they want to sponsor, they wouldn't want to sponsor us because of the fact that our target audience of viewers
Yes.
cannot afford a car.
Yes.
But
See, no,
in comparison, if you compare it to CS:GO, back in the days, especially CS,
even now.
I think ESL has an exclusive contract with Mercedes for years now, but that is also because CS has been in the scene for almost 20 years.
Yes.
And the people who are still playing CS are usually people who are already in the 30s, working, have money they can afford for cars.
Yeah.
So it comes down to what they're targeting in terms of audience. So I would say it also comes down to economy on how the people like you guys are watching, how much money you guys can afford and stuff like that to be investing into
तुम्हारी
esports
गलती है,
itself.
तुम लोग गरीब हो इसीलिए brands नहीं आ रहे, हम पैसा नहीं कमा रहे.
Yeah, like us, we're doing this for free. Absolutely no money whatsoever. We're just
Yeah,
doing it,
we're doing it.
to share information.
This is what a slave contract is, bro. Wake up at 11:30 tomorrow. We're gonna do a podcast. This is what a slave contract is. No, but I'm gonna do it for my
Yeah.
friend. He's also coming with me. I'm making him try Indian food tonight.
Okay, we're gonna go street food, explore Hyderabad. All right, fair enough.
Yep.
Please
All
not
right.
spicy for me. Anyways, so again, why brands hesitating? That's one.
Yeah.
Target audience is the issue. Two, they do not understand how big of an exposure and traffic that we can provide, and that's why people are a little bit skeptical. Because think about this, right? India right now is only limited to BGMI in terms of esports and
Yeah.
Valorant. And the biggest difference between BGMI and Valorant is that Valorant is PC based. Not many people can afford a very well decked out PC. And a well decked out PC usually costs you somewhere around 2 to 3,000 US dollars with decent amount with like at least 144 FPS, you can stream, etc. Not many people can afford that.
I believe it's not about affordability anymore. Affordability, the question of affordability is gone, where you could actually play BGMI on a 20,000 phone and
So
the-
so
tho-
for a
tho-
phone, it's just cheaper.
no, but you
Really?
cannot, right? In today's day and age, I believe that yes, a little bit of that factor does come in, but people don't usually have, like, people who play BGMI, they have that you can just open it out anywhere, you can just play.
Yeah,
That is
fair
what
enough.
India
Because
loves.
accessibility. Yeah.
Accessibility. For PC, you've got to dedicatedly sit at your desk. People play BGMI. I've seen them play BGMI inside of trains while they're traveling. They're playing TDMs and stuff. They're playing WoW mode. They're playing, right next to their coffee shops on the staircase. They're like playing anywhere and everywhere. So I believe that is what makes a difference. And Indians love that.
Correct.
Indians do not have that culture of sitting at a
Correct.
PC and gaming. Very hardcore, very limited number of audiences there. That is why the audience is less, but the audience is also very loyal.
Correct. Fair enough. Correct. And also, if you were to compare it with corporate agencies from Southeast Asia, let's say a digital marketing project. Let's say we want to promote advertising with billboards, with signs and stuff like that. Those are priced somewhere around 50 to $80,000 just for doing a project. You're hiring people to manage the social media, post content, blah 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 blah. It's about 80,000.
Okay.
Whereas nowadays, instead of investing into teams, investing into tournaments, or investing in events, why not I just take, let's say, $5,000 and give it to maybe, let's say, Scout or
Yeah.
Moto,
Yeah.
Yes, it may not be a lot, but for us, $5,000 is a lot, and they can give me that reach
Yeah.
way much more
Yeah.
compared to hiring an agency.
This is what happens. This is what does happen, right? I mean, esports in general is not making money, but people around esports they are.
Mm, mm.
People around esports they are actually making a lot of money when they've grown from esports,
Yeah.
but now their return on investment is just way more,
Yeah.
and their audience will listen to them. Like, for example, imagine this: if Scout comes in and says that, yo guys, this is the phone that I've been playing my games on, and this phone is absolutely brilliant. A lot of people are going to buy the phones. Rather than us saying that on stream, I think
Yeah.
we won't be able to say.
Yeah, we won't have that impact compared
Yes,
to what
yes, yes.
Scout or Jonathan. That's why they got Jonathan
Yeah.
for the ad, for the video, everything, right?
Yeah.
Which again, if they were to pay Jonathan, let's say, obviously, if we don't, let's like, I had this interesting conversation with Crafton.
Okay.
He told me, "Oh, are you guys gonna get Virat Kohli to come and do ads and everything?" And then you know what he told me? Too expensive. I can't afford 5 crores just for him to come and for less than 10 minutes to show up. He said that straight up, 5 crores. I'm like, how much is 5 crores in USD?
Bro, now you're making me calculate a lot, bro. Let me just.
5 crores in USD.
Guys, in the chat, 5 crores in USD. Come on.
How much is that?
Let's see who's quicker, my calculator or you guys.
5 crores.
I don't think anybody is able to.
You're damn slow.
Bro, fuck that shit, bro. 5 crores. How many zeros is that?
I don't know how much is 5 crores.
Yeah, this is 5 crores.
Okay.
Divided by 80. Wow. 625,000.
Okay, 625,000 US dollars just to get Virat Kohli 10 minutes on BGMI stage.
Bro,
It's triple our
I
prize
feel
pool.
that's a steal. I don't think he's gonna come for 5 crores.
It's just
I don't know. I have a feeling that I have a feeling that's a steal, bro.
huh?
Bro, he's the third most followed person on Instagram. What are you expecting? He's the third most influential celebrity in the world. Not celebrity, sports person in the world.
Okay.
Man scores centuries against Pakistan for free.
I think just recently he hit his century. Right?
Yeah.
And ending as well.
He's like
exactly a century, and then just wins. India wins Pakistan.
He's like, oh, you're Pakistan, bend over. Bro, I'm so sorry, man. I don't want to get cancelled.
Anyway, so
But yeah.
I think it also comes down to how much exposure and also how much viewership the game has, right? Like cricket in India is like the biggest shit. Like even yesterday, I was like watching with excuse me, the day
Good.
before.
Yeah.
Me and Necro was chilling. He was live on the cricket itself,
Hotstar.
Hotstar. There was like 68.8 crores people watching. And I was like, that's more than what most sports in the world have in terms of overall viewership.
Combined.
Combined, to be honest, combined. And the closest ever to reach that is actually esports in general.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I-
wow,
wha-
cricket is
wha-
actually really huge. Yeah, that's the closest.
What are you
esports.
saying, man? There's the Super Bowl. There's
Super Bowl loses that. Loses to that. 100%.
Okay, so Super
Live
Bowl-
concurrent, not total views.
All right.
Live concurrent, not total views. I'm talking about live concurrent
Got it.
people watching at the same time.
Got it. Super Bowl loses that. What about the FIFA World Cup final?
World Cup probably close.
Yeah.
Probably very close.
So I believe that football in general, like any event that involves the world, especially if it's like as big as football, it'll obviously surpass. But bro, esports in general, like micro marketing crazy, man.
How many zeros?
Why price pool of the BJ same every year? 2 crore, 2 crore, 2. That's why we have 2 crore plus boys.
This time is the only time we did 2 crores plus, which includes esports create, right? So I think I can't speak for Crafton, but for me, I think they're in the right direction. They're trying to give more opportunities, money to the players who's struggling in terms of financially. Orcs who needs money as well to try and run their things. And I think recently I saw a video where 8-bit, Tug was mentioning how much does 8-bit spend a year. I think that was like in USD is about
$1 million a year, 8 crores.
yeah, $1 million a year. So again, on spending that much and the prize pool is not enough to compensate that, it's gotta hurt them. and they need to find other alternatives and source to actually fund the entire org, which is
Yeah.
very difficult, to be honest.
It's not difficult, especially for someone of their stature.
Yeah, because they're
And
famous, they've got the attraction.
that is
Yeah,
what that is what like I believe at the end of the day, esports is just an entertainment business,
correct.
right?
Viewership is everything.
Viewership is everything. If you have famous people in your org will make money, and they make a lot of money. All right, like if you have famous people. If you do not have famous people, doesn't matter how many trophies you win, you're not gonna be
Yeah,
making
I think
I mean,
it's
you
the same
will.
for Southeast Asia as well.
You
Serious.
will like I believe there are certain teams who are actually very good in marketing themselves, marketing to the brands as well on how they provide value. And when they meet brands who are willing to invest in the ecosystem and not on just face value, that is when these teams make money. I feel like Orangutan in their initial days were like a very good example of that. Like they were able to bring in brands in spite of the fact that they did not have like a figure like a Mortal or a Scout or a Jonathan, all those things. Yeah, but other than that, that number of orgs is actually rare. Like not a
Yeah.
lot of people are actually able to do that.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that not many orgs have this kind of opportunity as well. And even in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, or Philippines as well, right? Those big name orgs, oh, they have popular players, they have championship players. Usually, champion teams have that highlight of being famous, but there are some specific games and players that I know. I think in Malaysia there was this one guy who won the gold medal for Hearthstone competition in the Olympics or something like that. I can't remember what it was. This was like 6, 7 years ago. Nobody knew who he was. He was a gold medalist. Nobody knew who he was. Until now, I don't. All I know was he was a doctor. That's it. That's all I know. He was
It
a
happens,
doctor.
man, it happens.
So
It's
I
kinda
think it all
unfair,
comes
yeah.
down to popularity, right? And even most recently in Mobile Legends community in Malaysia, they made a full-blown movie about a guy called Solos, who practically is the most famous YouTuber
Imagine.
slash Facebook in Malaysia. Basically, he's like the Mortal or Jonathan of Malaysia, but he has never won a freaking tournament. But he has a movie about him for esports, solidifying his history on how Mobile Legends was able to be so big because he was part of the journey on growing Mobile Legends as a game for years.
True that, bro, and there's no shame in admitting that, honestly. Like, I don't believe cricket was made popular by just championship winning teams. It was made popular because of certain moments. And that happens with every single sport, even esports as well. Right? There might be a moment which is actually more famous than the championship winning moment. Maybe, a superstar falling or whatever it is. Like, yeah, so I do expect that to happen at times. It's not a very big surprise.
I agree.
And honestly speaking, like you need characters, you need faces for games to grow rather than
Yes.
just teams. Like if championship winning teams have figures like that, if they can, do some little bit of trash talk, or if they
Oh
can,
yeah, trash. No,
do some drama.
So what happened last year
Yeah.
in Malaysia for Mobile Legends was that they brought in the WWE special trash talk segment for the whole year. That it became toxic, but it became the most entertaining region for the entire year from Malaysia.
Okay.
Out of like MPL had like different region for Mobile Legends, like Philippines, Indo, and Malaysia. That whole year for Malaysia, it was all about trash talk, and the biggest trash talker, the king of trash talk, was an Indonesian guy who's representing Homeboys at that time called Udil. He will make up like rhymes and puns to just trash talk about you. It's like, oh wait, you thought you were better than me. Guess what? You may have won a medal, but guess what? I represented my country. And it's just mics drop and stuff like that. And he even made a meme where I'm sorry to the production team. I will pay for the damages. And he mic dropped on stage. So basically, if you mic drop, you have to pay for the mic, right? It hurts. It's gonna damage. By the end of the entire freaking tournament, the event organizers, what they did was, let's present the award to the best trash talker of Malaysia for this MPL season. Gave him a certificate. It's all printed. The invoice for the mic that he dropped.
Oh.
So they literally meme and make the entire content based on how the team's entertainment, the content,
Yeah,
the
right.
community, on how they react, and they just build accordingly.
PR is so important.
But yeah, PR. But that is also only doable because it's one versus one team kind of concept. So it's a little bit more easier. Whereas
One.
BGMI is hard because it's 16 freaking teams. It's how the hell do you like interview and make stories like that in 16 people? So it's gonna be
Bro.
very chaotic and
Okay, okay,
production
okay,
is a
okay,
nightmare.
okay, okay. I'm gonna ask you as a normal storyteller, if you have 16 characters versus you've got 2 characters, which story do you think is gonna be more interesting with 16 characters or with 2 characters?
Okay, overall content 16, but if I want to focus on people, 2.
So that is when you've got to figure out impact points, right? If, for example, they've been a massive fight. Imagine there's been a massive fight between Soul and Godlike, right? And imagine you have a storyline for Soul and Godlike, and you play it right next, and you play that piece of content, you play that piece of, you have that piece of interview ready in your head already. Don't you think that's gonna have that impact?
True, true.
I believe that's gonna have an amazing impact, but we don't do that here. Like
Yeah.
we rather give the opportunity to the grassroots and keep it very fair and square.
Yeah,
So,
it's fair,
yeah.
but that's the thing, right?
but that is one of the reasons why I
you know
believe
what?
people want drama.
Like out of all the games that I watch, okay, there is a specific game that I don't play, but I enjoy watching them. Is Tekken. Tekken World Cups. You can see like the community, like the support is just like wow, the storytelling and the way they tell about this guy all the way from Japan. He's never won this evil blah 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 blah, and then suddenly boom, plays the worst character in the freaking game and just destroys everybody. I'm like, what? That is sick, man.
I always knew
anyways,
that the characters were like.
We're gonna put on hold our dabble. Let's talk about the questions. Okay.
We just yapping, bro.
What are your
I like
views
the-
about
the
Indian
light
taxes
brighter.
on gaming niche? To be honest, taxes is taxable everywhere, even in price. Yeah, even in Malaysia, right? There was an incident where I think Mushi, Orange Esports and the rest, and also I think even SRGs, Larango Rai Giants, who won the MSC last year, EWC, for Mobile Legends. All of them had to pay some sort of taxes because it's prize pool, right? But because they actually brought name to the country, basically they represented Malaysia and won, they had to sort it out in a parliamentary debut or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was. And then the parliament had to vote on it to say that they shouldn't be they shouldn't be taxed because they represented the country. So that's the only reason why they will deduct. But other than that, all of us have to pay taxes.
All right, guys. I want something in the chat right now. Let's just rate IC as a podcaster because I feel like this man. How dare you not have water for your guests?
I also need water.
I almost had him, bro. I almost had him. This guy said, what the fuck is he saying, man?
I also need water, bro. Okay, so that's one. Taxes. I think Indian taxes, what surprised me the most was that I think 5 years ago, I did like some online gigs in India, like a few projects.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I was supposed to get $1,000 in total.
Yeah.
And then I had a 26% tax plus. So instead of getting $1,000, I only get about $700 US and I lost about $300. So how I lost $300 was literally, I had to pay 26% tax to your whatever tax you're called in India.
Bro, GST,
and then the other,
GST.
Yeah, and the other 4% was financial conversion. And I was like, the fuck, I just lost $300 out of nowhere.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna come into our country. You're gonna steal our money, man. I mean, he's stealing my money now.
So that was like 4 or 5 years ago. But then now it's like, okay.
My financial minister is gonna take revenge from you.
Yeah, but now it's like, whenever I come here, I make money, I straight away say, okay, any 26% tax, you're paying. I'm not paying that shit. I'm not paying because one, I'm not an Indian citizen. So companies who hire me, you have to pay that for me. I don't care. You want me, you pay for me.
Man is playing the F card now.
What's the F card?
Foreign card, foreign
foreign
card.
card.
Bro, what the fuck? What are you thinking? He's got
foreign-
such a bad mentality, yo.
Foreigner card. Alright, sure, fair enough. Whatever, man. Okay, so
Alright.
next one.
What?
Yeah, no more questions.
No
Okay.
more questions. You've got your fans who's chatting in your chat.
Yeah,
You've got Sakura who's asking kya chal raha hai, which means what is going on. So you've got to respond to your female fans. You know.
the
Guys,
what
fans.
the
Alina. Yo, man is blushing. Man is blushing so hard. भाई तुम लोग कहाँ से आए भाई डरा दिया बच्चे को आ जा come back it's fine bro I mean see getting famous in India right you're gonna expect that
I'm not famous.
you're dashing
I'm not famous.
see look at this handsome
You're famous.
look at this handsome
You're
young-
the handsome one with
not
six packs and
not
eight
the
packs that you
not
need
the
to
not the
flex
not
here, bro.
the not the young one but the old one the handsome old man the daddy of Indian commentary
Fuck.
are you becoming the daddy of Indian commentary
No.
the Asian dad
Do I look like I speak Hindi?
No,
Yeah,
you-
maybe I look the age and there, but whatever. How do you think a new org can enter the scenario and become successful? What should we concentrate on, bro? Oh, fuck. This is. Okay. Unfortunate. As much as I hate it, he's right. He's actually freaking right. It's money. First thing, okay, I think I had this very interesting talk with a guy. There was this boss who owns a lot of land and businesses. He came in and asked me, hey, if I want to make money in esports, can I make money or not? And I told them for a fact, you will never make money in esports unless you're looking to convert it into something. Okay? So let's just be a little bit honest. Esports is the best marketing tool out there
yeah
in business term, marketing and advertising tool.
best
It's one of the best
yo
right now in terms of reaching to massive audiences. But the only most logical way of making money off doing this kind of brands and advertising is if you are producing, you are doing logistics, and you are making events. You're doing events for sponsors and stuff like that. Other than that, organizations, teams, they don't make a lot. They will never make a lot of money unless you guys are converting to something. So, what I mean by that is that if you are a business owner and you have a product you want to sell, let's say this brand shirt is called ICY Baby Shirt Jersey. All right? I'm making a lot of shirts, I've sold a lot, nobody knows my brand, blah, blah, blah. And then I slap this logo onto a team,
yeah
and this team wins champion, and you guys shout out to my brands and jersey and shirts, and then my sales go up. That's how they make money. Because everybody wants to have this hoodie and jersey or even like certain clothes and brands. And that's why brands like Nike, Adidas, why they sponsor Jordans and stuff like that. It's all because of the fact that, oh shit, Michael Jordan wears these shoes. I'm going to buy that.
Alright, so basically, I feel what you're saying is I need to make the clothing material because I'm the
Just
I'm
an
the lifestyle
example.
guy, and then you're
Yeah.
the esports guy. You should make a team, so, and then we should come together, form
Yeah.
an org.
It's
Man.
not just clothes as well. Any product. If let's say, oh,
No, but again, like apart from money, he actually has something else to say as well. The main concern exposure or say marketing. Should they concentrate on content creation or on the lineup? You've like in my opinion, he has to focus on the lineup because if the lineup does well in officials, that is where you start making views. For example, let's say you've got a team which is Likhita right now. They were not all content creators before back then. They were not streamers or big figures like right they are right now. They had to win a championship first, and then of course, now when they go and stream, they've got amazing viewership. Goblin has got amazing viewership. Hector has got amazing viewership. That is what I believe you can make the org money instead of like just focusing on either content creation or the lineup.
okay. Am I blushed with Elena? No, I'm blushed with Sakura now. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Okay, putting it aside. Okay, I think
man.
I want to disagree with a little bit from your side. Is
Okay.
that in a business and org, content creation and lineup, everybody needs to know what their role is as a job. You must treat esports as a career, as a
Alright.
job. And if you're a
Alright.
player, you have certain set of responsibilities.
Alright, daddy.
So that responsibility includes playing well, training well, and also doing your part for the org, which is doing content creation as well.
yeah.
So most orgs, you must understand that, especially players back in the days for Dota 2, they don't understand this concept. And they all were like wondering why sponsors keep dropping them and everything like that, because they're not bringing any value to the org that is giving you the salary.
The deliverables you're
You're
talking.
just playing your thing, which is something you already want
Yeah.
to do. But how can I benefit off that if you don't sell my brand or what?
You're basically talking about doing deliverables, right? For example,
Yes,
you've
deliverables.
got to make like what 3 reels a month or whatever it is, like all of those basic stuff, right?
Mhm.
That is what you're talking. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that it's their responsibility. So if the org needs to focus on content creation, that means they are struggling in terms of money because one, your lineup is not winning, and even if you win, the price pool is not enough to pay for my house expenses, electric bills, or whatever.
No, bro. I think
So
his question was something else. You kind of gotten the content creation in India wrong with the content creation in the rest of the world. In content creation, especially if you're talking about India,
mhm.
you're talking about the kind of videos that Tool makes. You're talking
Mhm.
about the kind of content Godlike makes,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Where you've got a set of creators, you've got a content
Mm,
house,
mm.
you've got these people working together and trying to gain viewership in the name of Godlike Esports and then translating it to their lineup. I think that is what he's talking about. So whether he should do that or just focus on the lineup, get the lineup brands based on what their performance is in officials.
Okay, then you're not wrong. So again, it comes down to the org, what kind of support they can provide the players, right? And if the org's direction is that I am going to use the fame of the players when they win and translate it to something else, then they need to hire a content creation team to do that while the players are focused on the games. That's why the coach and the managers needs to be the
Yeah.
middle point between the players and the org.
Yeah.
That's one. Two,
No brainer. No brainer, absolutely.
exactly. And also, the coach's job is very difficult for the players, is because if the players don't listen to the coach, don't trust the coach, it's going to be a big problem.
But not a lot of coaches in India, bro.
Yeah, there are not a lot of experience as well. And I think the biggest concern that I actually had,
Would you become a coach in India?
no, I don't want to anymore. I
Bro,
way
would you,
past
would you,
that.
would you, would you? Like, if given the opportunity, this is just a side quest.
Just
let's
for
say.
fun, maybe. Yeah.
Just for fun, like
Just for fun,
maybe like try and win one championship under your belt. That would be crazy. Like,
Okay, that would be
imagine
insane.
imagine being a commentator and then after
I've already had some in
no,
the
but
past.
don't you have
Not
that?
the world stage, but I've got C
You
qualifications.
see, you've
already.
got. I feel like for a man,
Uh-huh.
the biggest thing is a male ego. So at
Okay.
times my ego tells me that you know what, I've done commentary for a while.
Mhm.
I want to start my grind,
Mhm.
step into fucking BGS as a player, fucking win that thing, and then go back to commentary.
I am 32 years old. I ain't got no mechanics, and you know for a fact, yesterday I was playing with some of these people, Banzai, Spicy
Oh,
Gaming.
of course, of
And guess
course,
what?
of
They were
course.
hard
So he
carrying
actually
me,
games
that's
with
one.
his fans as well, guys.
And-
So if you want a
and
chance, if you want a shot,
You know what was really interesting? Because I think Spicy actually brought in a player from TWOB.
okay.
His name is Jens,
But,
I think. Jack or Jens, I can't remember. So he told me he was a sub for TWOB.
Ah,
And
that's
I
why.
asked a very interesting question, was that, hey, how is the boys, TWOB, you know, they didn't do well at 10th place on what? They didn't qualify for top 8. You know what was his response? Quite happy because it's a new team. They barely, like it's relatively new, and they say they did really good and they still got 10th place.
Mm.
And personally, I feel like that is a very bad mentality. Just because that is just saying that you have to put your expectations a little bit higher and your like targets a little bit higher, where you can't just say, it's okay, we just knew. That's just giving you excuse to say like it's okay, it's okay to play bad. And if you don't put your expectations this higher and you guys don't get mad at losing, you won't push yourself even
Yeah.
higher. And that's not a
So-
good thing, to be honest.
Exactly.
That's what I
right.
feel,
that is what
personally.
you feel, and that is what I feel as well. That is what I'm saying. Like you have such a knowledge. If you've got that Gyan ka pitara, you've got to bring it to an Indian team, and you've got to compete. Like not as a mechanics. Like you said, you're 32. You do not have the mechanics. Now you can be the daddy of the team. Now you can be the coach, right? And you have to be the like you. Let's say be the coach of, you know. Maybe no Team Soul already has their coach. You be the coach for Reckoning or something like that, right?
We see
and,
how.
and and then you try and make them win the championship.
Very,
And
very
then
simple.
Then you get back on the desk.
Offer first, I will deliver. Anyways,
That is not how it works in India. You've got to
bro-
prove yourself first. You might be the coach of BTR and shit. Here you've got to prove BGMI, bro. Different game.
don't need to. Anyways,
Question.
bro, regional casters are hired only for grants, which comes like 6 months once. How can us consider esports commentary as a professional stuff? So I gotta pause it and jump as a coach to an all. So again, it comes down to now, like I said, whereas esports is like an entertainment industry. If there's a lot of viewers, they will provide. So I am slightly relatable to you because English is not the main language in anywhere except NAEU.
Yeah.
And people are doing only English because for the sake of international audience. But other than that, we are subpar. I can tell you for a fact that in Malaysia, English English commentary for events and everything almost do not exist. Like only in the main developers only. Mostly they're doing their own regional languages in Malay. And the most common thing that I feel very pissed off was that in Malaysia, they have viewers that say, hey, you're Malay. Why are you not speaking Malay? Why are you trying to speak like a white boy? Who do you think you are? So you don't trust in your roots, in your own upbringing? So you say you're not Malay enough, you're too cool to be Malay kind of bullshit? And I was like,
that happens.
what? Malaysia has like almost 80% literacy in English and Malay, and you're telling me that speaking English is a crime. And I'm like, it's a language. And then because of that, people would just flock into their regional language all the way through, which was like very annoying. And it's a struggle for us to bring English into us main broadcast as well. And even for myself, I do struggle. I only do main events in English in here like that. But small events, most of them, they will do Malay because Malay is where most people would hear or understand. And in regional language, you can do more bak chodi shit compared to English.
Yeah, I mean that is a flavor of a regional broadcast. I think you can just be a little more biased. You can commentate for the target audience. Like for example, let's say if you're a Bengali caster, which I've been in a while in the past. If you are a Bengali caster and if there's a Bengali team, you can be a little more favored towards that Bengali team. You can commentate for your audience and the what do you say? The broadcasters will also love that attitude. It's not like they will hate that. But when you cast like big widespread languages like English or Hindi, whatever, you cannot be even a tinge biased or whatever it is. But bro, personally speaking, by regional caster, matlab, the point is, bro, as a caster, the more the languages you learn, the better it is as for your career, bro. Like you've just got to be tier one in every single language. I think we had that conversation last day.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I've always wanted to like not just be limited to English casting. मैं हिंदी भी करता हूँ उतना अच्छा नहीं करता but I'm learning. ठीक है 6 months back I could not even speak Hindi. Now I'm on the Hindi desk. So I feel like that is something which is like personal work that you've got to do it. Otherwise you can't really blame कि हाँ regional there's not enough regional casting so I can't really do anything. It's on you how many languages you can learn and how many languages you can learn efficiently. Right, you know, your English or your Hindi should not have like your accents. It should have a very widespread accent as well. It can't have an accent which is very relatable to your hometown. That becomes regionalized.
Yeah.
So it's a skill which eventually you'll have to learn. Otherwise, yeah, jump to a coach as an org. That is also very dicey.
Yeah. And I think a very interesting one that you actually brought up about regional as well is that one thing I've realized that this is also a white elephant that is about to happen in the esports region.
White elephant?
So basically, let's address the elephant in the room. Basically, this is an underlying problem that I don't think people know that it exists. Is that I think I recently spoke to I think Spicy as well. She was telling me that
you
Northeast.
very recently speak to Spicy. That is something I am
Yeah, we'll be playing. You know, it's part of the BGM community.
You're talking
Playing
about
games.
BGMI, okay.
I'm talking about BGMI.
Oh, okay.
So apparently Northeast people they
very
speak
familiar with fans.
Regional, right? They speak their regional language. And I asked them, do you speak Hindi? No. And in my mind I was like, okay, you don't speak Hindi. I thought India is like one whole thing. Everybody speaks Hindi. And
majority of them.
So
India's 19 languages, bro.
Yeah, so I think there's more than that.
There's more than that, but 19 national languages.
In my mind was like, as a coach or a manager, I want to choose the best players. And I know that this best player is from this region, this best player is from this region. I want to connect all these four. But because this guy doesn't speak Hindi, this guy doesn't speak English, blah, 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 and you can't combine the like super team, I feel like you can't get the best team possible outcome because of this language thing. And I feel like that is an issue. Like for me, why I'm still able to be a talent so far because I was able to speak like actually I speak 6 languages.
Bro, so you train them, no? I mean,
Yeah, but if you're playing games, where you got time to study, bro? Think about it.
you don't need time to study. See, again, like India, no matter what, people might be comfortable in their home language, but everybody understands Hindi, everybody understands English. So it's just about the collective effort that if these lads are actually willing to put in the effort, then they can become, bro. I don't see it that big of a problem. It's not like we don't understand. If someone comes in and tells me something in Telugu, right, I might not be able to respond to him in Telugu, but I'll be able to roughly understand what he's saying, right? It's just about if you do it regularly on a regular basis, 6 months down the line, do you not think the
So
communication is going to
again,
be fine?
even then, as a team, right, it's a problem because in a game like BGMI or even other games, split second decisions are made, and if you just forget about it, boom, you're dead, you're gone.
Makes sense.
So if I can't understand you, or there's like a language barrier, which I think Southeast Asian teams do have their problems as well.
yeah,
Like I think for Malaysian teams for Mobile Legends, they took the initiative of getting Filipinos and Indonesian, and what they compromised was the Filipinos would learn some Malay languages. Like for me in Hindi, it would be like tige or stuff like that.
yeah.
Basic stuff, and they will take that initiative to communicate like that with each other. And the Malay players
That's
will
what
be
they
like
do, bro.
speak in Filipino, tara, tara, gas, 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 or Indo, something like that, to communicate, to efficiate, make their minds efficient and process things faster. Sorry, that was so complicated to explain that. But yeah, those are the steps that some of the bigger orgs in Malaysia take into
Bro,
it as
yeah,
well.
I've seen so many bigger orgs have their PR training, their language training, and so much of that. Like personal grooming shit as well is being done outside, bro. It's about time when it comes in India and that happens. But I believe that'll happen because teams will eventually realize that, oh, well, the better my players look on camera, on the stage, while playing, while winning as well, the better it is for my company. So why not just invest in little money and actually train? I believe this is gonna happen. Is there scope in esports for girl gamer? Bro, what? Why? Why, bro?
This is a tough one.
No, why is it a tough one? Why? See, again, as long as a girl gamer is gonna think that she's gonna play only girl tournaments, then no, there's no scope. But if you
Yeah.
are actually willing to compete with the guys and willing to see that, alright, fine, there's no difference and I'm actually better than the guys, you have huge scope.
Yes,
And
you're right.
more than esports, there's like amazing scopes for girls, especially if they're good at gaming inside content creation. Look at Pyle, look at Kashvi, like look at where they are, bro.
He's on the direct direct way of doing things, but I will tell you from a marketing and advertising perspective, right? Most Instagram girls, especially for guys, are horny. Okay, I'm just gonna put it there. Like they're straight up, they're straight up perverts. Okay, they like seeing pretty girls on screen, blah blah blah,
Bro, I mean,
models. It's
nobody.
very common. It's okay, undeniable. It's very common. Even no matter
See, I
how
mean, you like that, I like that. There's no denying that.
okay, like no matter how responsible or disciplined they are somewhat that way. And most media advertising, there's a reason why they focus on Victoria's Secret, the models. It must be hot, they look good to sell their lingerie or whatever. Okay, same thing. In esports, if you're talking about gameplay, can you beat a male athlete? That's one. If you want to sell the direction that I am really good at this game, then you have to be competing with the best of the best.
Yeah.
And if you can't, and you're not growing in terms of a content creator or fame or followers, it means that your brand or direction is already wrong. So let me give you an example of what happened in Southeast Asia. Indonesia was the first to adapt this concept. They had this female tournaments and then idols and groups and like that. And BTR was one of the victors. BTR, RRQ, and Onyx was the 3 orgs that did something like that for years.
Bro, I
So
don't believe
eventually,
that girls and boys esports should be different.
so they had this kind of tournaments, but
This is not
eventually,
needed.
most who competed that are really good at the game, they didn't do well. But the super popular ones, the pretty ones like Baby La, Mute, all this, they branched out into lifestyle, and they were able to get sponsorship deals outside of it because of esports. So esports was like the jumpstart. So I also had another friend. She's called Leslie. She started in esports, and then got into modeling, and then proceeded to be Miss Universe Malaysia or something like that.
Bro.
And then now she's got like 80, 90,000
What?
followers. 80, 90,000 followers in Malaysia in like the span of 6, 7 years.
Is she single?
She's single. Yeah, I can't tell you of it, Leslie.
Do you think I
So
can pull?
she's too hot for you. Trust me.
What the fuck, man?
I hang out with her sometime. Anyways, so basically her journey, like now her monthly salary, right, or just appearance day, cost somewhere like $3,000 to $4,000 a
Yeah.
day. And basically she used esports as a jumpstart, gained her
Yeah.
followers, people started realizing her, and then she competed in mainstream, and then she won. So again, how do you use esports to your advantage? Should be a jumpstart, not as a permanent solution. That's what I feel from a marketing and advertising for girls. Because again, if you're a girl that can beat boys, go ahead. If you're really tough, compete in the main stage.
Chad.
Don't say like, oh, female only, male only, bullshit. No.
I'm-
This Olympics don't give you a lot of money.
I don't give a shit about esports. Like the Miss Universe that he's talking about. Chad, do you think I've got a chance to pull her?
Leslie Chiam, you can search her up.
Yeah. The name that he's mentioning. Search. Bro, let's search it here and let's see.
No, I'm not gonna
Ah.
use Leslie. I'm gonna get fucked by her. Please no.
No.
I mean like scolded.
Oh.
Not
Oh.
what's wrong with you,
Bro, I
freaking
mean.
pervert,
What the fuck?
dirty
bro?
minded.
You literally said that. Yeah. What else, man? Do you think
So there are so many good girl gamers who play much better than some guys, but still don't get a chance. Form a team, compete in BGIS. Serious. Just compete. Join through round 1, round 2. Compete. Serious. If that's the way you think, don't talk. Just walk. That's the only way you can prove. And the sad part is, because of how many teams are competing in round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, right? And even from crafters' perspective, they have very limited resources on getting the pictures of who they are and bio. Even for us, we really struggle to talk about certain teams and players on how they're conditioned behind the scene unless we talk to these people.
Yeah.
So for girls, you guys need to make it to a main stage, and then, hi guys, oh wait, there's a girl in this team. Holy shit! So that's what happened in 2019 for PUBG Mobile. Ice became popular. She has like 90,000 followers, and she 1 versus 1 and beat RRQ Athena Senior at that time, and it went viral. So at that time, RRQ Athena was the strongest team at that time.
Bro, I mean, I think you're kind of true. Like, you played decently well and you look decently good. I think as a girl gamer, you'll just go viral almost instantly.
Yeah, but you need to show your webcams, you need to post it, and
Bro,
stuff
what
like
do you mean?
that. No, you really need to show your face. Like it or not, you have to interact. Like
you've got to put it out there. You can't be
Yeah.
faceless. That
exactly,
is what I think
and you also need to invest in your production equipment. It's an undeniable thing. Like
What
you
about-
have to spend money.
Yeah, but I think more than production equipment, there's something else that is going to be costly as well. Do you know what?
Huh? Sorry?
Do you know what?
What?
Something also is going to be very costly for them.
What?
Tons of makeup.
Oh yeah, that is very expensive. I know that. Yeah, undeniably. Okay.
Why is T1 coaches not getting public exposure like this players do? Bro, because that is what the coaches do, bro. They are in the sidelines. Tumko kyun chahiye bhai exposure. The post-match interviews and everything is focused on the players. Why not the coaches? No, the coaches are brought in, bro. But again, majority of the coaches in India, you see coaches like Mayavi, you see coaches like Osmium. After the matches, they go to their streams. They get a lot of viewership, bro. If not Osmium, then Mayavi himself gets a lot of views. Yes, not as much as the players, because the players will always get more. Virat Kohli will always earn more than let's say a Ravi Shastri or whoever it is he's working with, or Gautam Gambhir. But that is not the job of a coach. The job of a coach is to teach or
So-
to train.
Okay, so you mean as girl gamer skills don't matter, look matter? Actually, both matters.
Bro, even as
Like you must understand that I'm talking from a corporate perspective.
yeah,
An advertising company,
yeah.
and they want to make money. And the fastest way they can sell is not just skills, it's your looks and appearance. And think about this. Have you seen any bottle of water, Bisleri or whatever?
You don't have a bottle of water in front of me, so I haven't seen any.
So
I
any
haven't seen
advertising marketing that you see, like even cricket matches in between ads, right? Do you see everybody is all dolled up, makeup and look good? It's either they're famous people or they really look good looking. So unfortunately to say, it's how they make money. They
Yeah.
need to sell your brand. And also you must think of it in a way where, let's say I'm just a normal person. I walk past. You need people to you need to stand out. And if you don't stand out and people don't notice you, how will people remember you?
Yeah.
That's how advertising and marketing is. Same thing for esports, same thing for streaming. If you want people to notice you, they either think you're really pretty, really good, or something like that. And if you want to compare like 10 streamers, everybody doesn't show face, everybody has the same overlays,
Yeah.
I would just think you are part of this 10. I will not be able to pick up who is the number one.
I'll simplify what you're saying, alright? There's something which I learned either from I see better go get water for salty. Yeah, bro, I'm thirsty for water.
Okay.
Yeah, but
we were gonna get.
No,
okay,
no, I'm just
okay.
kidding.
We're ending in 10 minutes. All right.
I'm
It's
kidding.
late.
I'm kidding.
We'll end in 10 minutes.
I'm kidding. But all right, I'll tell you one thing. For social media, let me make that term. For social media popularity, there are three qualities, and out of the three, you should at least have two, right? If you are blessed by God to be good looking, you have one quality already. If not, if you have a voice which is very good, if you have that quality, if you have gaming skills, if that God has given you gaming skills, then you have that one quality. Out of the three, you at least have to have two to be famous or be liked by someone who feels himself to be ordinary. Like a normal person will come back home, he'll watch someone only if his skill sets which is beyond him. Like he looks pretty as well, he games very well as well. Let me just watch him. Right? Or he's got a very good voice and he games very well. Or he's got a very good voice, he looks very well, he's just coming in entertaining. That is what I'll watch. So it depends, but I believe this is something which Tanmay Bhatt had said at one point, that you need at least two out of the three qualities which make you unique.
Yeah. Correct. Anyways, on top of what he said, okay, that hurts, but that's reality. I think, Alina, my personal opinion is that nobody is truly ugly. It's just how much
Yeah,
effort.
Elena is just thinking that she herself is ugly
No.
like that.
So,
why it hurt?
From my experience, no one is truly ugly. And the reason why we are ugly is because we're not hardworking enough to self-groom. That's all. That's all.
okay, my
Serious.
question to you
I'm
is,
ugly as fuck compared to you, but whatever.
do you think you are ugly? Do
Yes,
you think
I
I
am
am
pretty
ugly.
You're handsome as fuck.
No, but do you think I can be ugly?
Yes, you can. 100%.
Exactly,
You can.
exactly the point,
You can.
right? That is the point. You
So-
can be ugly or you might not be ugly. It's on you, not on what you're born with.
Yeah.
You choco can't see my message.
We are coming back in half an hour. Shut up, Rawan. We're coming back. I know you miss us. You want to choke us.
Bro, I don't know. I don't do that shit.
Anyways, so basically, I think when it comes to hard work and effort, right? Let me give you an example of a good quality content, but needs time to groom. Is his content.
Oh wow!
So,
I
my
I
content-
thought that I was just doing hawabazi.
My content is the laziest one to do because
Okay.
all I do is just, hey, we come do a podcast. Even then, I don't really get a lot of exposure.
All right.
Whereas for his content,
Oh, let me wear my
he-
specs for this. Oh.
his content, he
Oh.
buys like his DSLR camera, sets a tripod on whatever he's doing. He clicks record, and think about this: you have to record it for like hours. Sometimes you may not get a clip, and then you have to filter through hours of films, transfer it into the laptop. Processing is a bitch.
Yeah.
And then after processing for like sometimes half an hour, just transfer the file.
Yeah.
Filter through that hour clip just to find that moment.
Yeah.
Copy, cut, edit, post, make the edits, look at it, sync up the storyline, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Takes him about maybe 3, 4, 5 hours just to post a 10, maybe 15, 30 seconds video,
Yeah.
which takes him like hours. And he sits in the casting studio with his freaking MacBook and just does it. So are you willing to put that kind of effort to push content?
Yeah.
So he's able to do that. That's one. And while you're doing it, you also need to care about your discipline, your workout plans, your gym, and whatever. Like, he has a freaking six-pack. And also really, really big chest with muscles.
Bro, what
How
do you
many
mean
of
by
you
really big chest muscles?
are willing to go to the gym, workout, look good, do content, do work, and then just make your job like a 24-hour thing? And in esports, as an influencer, it's no such thing as a corporate life with 9 to 5. It's bullshit. You're always working every single day. May it be your content, may it be talking to people, may it be just making friends, socializing, hanging out with friends, getting information on how the scene is going to be like, gossiping. It's always working 24/7. No such thing.
Yeah. Man, fuck, it feels good. TK, I
you were doing like salty before, great views like 300k, 250k. Yes, it is. You will get burned out. That is how working life is. I'm sorry to say that's how you want to be consistent. You want to make money. You want to consistently prove to brands. It is going to be like that. Like, his quality is commercialized quality and not influencer, streamer, amateur-ish content like myself. He is an actual commercial editor, but the amount of effort he takes is insane. That's why, like, if you're comparing like Scout or Mortal, if they have the money, they will hire dedicated editors, dedicated translators, dedicated scriptwriters to do that for them.
Either
and
you've got the money or you get burned out, bro.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Yeah. So for you, you need, number one, if you're doing this, you have to do it for like 6 to 7 months, maybe a year, non-stop. Save the funds, use that funds to build a business around you, hire an editor, basically you need to run this like your own company business where you assign your budget for normal expenses, for your editor expenses, company expenses, taxes, blah, 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 blah. You need to be able to balance all these financial things, which again, not many people are very aware about this. And of course,
I myself was not aware about this, but now like 2025 is the year where I'll do that. But it's actually very hard to figure that stuff out. It takes you a year or two. But since you said that he has done it for like 6-7 years, I kind of guess why you get burned out. But you can't, like, for me, I think the only mission I'm on is no matter how many times I fail, I just keep going on. So I don't get burned out.
Seriously,
I
don't give
burn
up.
out.
Really don't give up.
I like it. I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it just to get famous. I enjoy the process well.
He does. I don't. I just, you ask me to do whatever, I do whatever.
I like making one good piece of content. I feel like even if it does not get views, it kind of satisfied my heart that, oh, well, do you know what? I've actually created this. And this looks so good. Look at it. Like, I love it. Salty starting.
Jim, Rawan is really, like, Rawan is like this big biceps. What the fuck, bro?
Bro, I'm sure people are gonna assume that you're horny, bro.
Tapat mah bah. Tapat.
Bro, I mean, you just said, Raman, and your entire body moved in a way, right? It's like,
it's like daddy, bro.
Daddy.
It's like dad
bro,
muscles.
Imagine this. Would you rather be on bed and watch Ravan come out of the shower with his towel wrapped around? Would you rather join in with him in the shower? Or would you watch that happen every single day of the year for the rest of your lives? Oh my.
I think I will not join him in the shower because
you can join him and stop it for the rest of the life. But if you do not join him, you have to watch him do that every single day for the rest of reveal biceps. No biceps. For that, you've got.
I plead the fifth. I refuse to answer. Anyways, here's a request both of you. Please sing KLP 48 with actions. I want you. That song.
What is KLP? Oh,
that psycho. No,
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Not today. We gotta reach a certain threshold first before you do that.
Yeah.
Editing is the hardest part though. Editing a 50-second video for 7 to 8 hours as a beginner editor in the mid and laptop. Yes, it is very, very difficult. And that's why people spend a lot of money on their cameras or their equipment. This guy intentionally bought a MacBook so that processing and rendering is faster than a freaking Windows.
Yeah.
So most
equipment costs a lot.
Most video editors and sound engineers they would prefer a MacBook because of that. But MacBook is not as flexible where you can play games and stuff like that. So it needs to be like, this is a work thing.
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah.
gaming or everything. So that is investments you need to do.
I get what he's saying, bro. Mid-end laptop is usually somewhere around like 50,000-60,000 rupees in India, right? Versus you look at my MacBook, it's like 1,80,000.
Yeah,
It's like
it's,
four
again,
times
it's
that.
investment.
You,
Like,
you
how much do
can't-
you want to spend for your career? Like,
And
invest.
the salty rich, that is exactly the thing which I was about to say, that I basically have not made any money apart from like just bare peanuts of
It's
having
kinda
my
like,
meals, but majority of my, like 90% of the money that I've made has gone into my equipment.
yeah, exactly. It's like how Mr. Beast does it,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
oh, I'm doing millions and millions, but every money comes in goes back to the
Yeah.
next project, buying equipments, buying stuff like that. So it's part of the business. Like, how much are you willing to sacrifice your money, your well-being,
Yeah.
to make your business grow so that you can have a better future? Like, you
Yeah.
suffer now, but for the future, you're a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think I also have like finally managed to figure out exactly what do I need: the camera setup and the laptop setup. I don't need anything else. I don't need a phone, so I'm using a very cheap old phone yet, right? And I don't mind doing that either. I have headsets which are like that is something which I care about. But apart from that, like majority of my money goes into things
Yeah.
which I
Says the guy who owns a Marshall headset. All right. Yeah, Marshall should sponsor us now.
Bro,
Free promo.
I no man, I really believe that Marshall at one point in life will sponsor me because I have just got so many Marshall speakers.
You know,
I've
it's
got, like-
because of you and Johnny that showed me Marshall. It's like you want me to make me actually get a Marshall speaker as well.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's actually
This is
good.
real talk, guys. Not pushing ads, not sponsored by Marshall, but this is just real talk
not
right now.
sponsored by Marshall at all. But yeah, and you know what? Like, I love the way they fit my ears, bro. Like, I feel like these headsets are made for me.
Okay.
I love
okay.
my headsets.
Anyways, guys, thank you, guys. It has been an hour actually. We've been talking a lot, and
Bro, we can yap.
I'm surprised we actually have a lot of people watching this podcast. I thought our like second podcast was gonna be a failure, to be honest.
Nah, bro. People are like, they want a part 3, so when are you doing a part 3? That
Okay,
is-
so if you guys want part 3, we will try and make episode 3 on podcast. I know for a fact that Seth wanted us to talk about cyber cafes, culture, and gaming nowadays.
yeah, we did not
which
touch upon that.
The
bro.
entire hour we completely skipped
Yeah,
that. So
bro.
most probably,
Sorry, Seth.
episode 3 we will do something about cyber cafe culture,
grassroots esports.
esports,
Yeah.
before mobile.
Bro, I was so surprised. You know, like I went to Kazakh for a trip, right? And right next to my Airbnb, there was such a big cyber cafe with great gaming pieces. I wanted to play, man. But I was on a trip with someone.
You know Malaysia cyber cafes are dying as well.
Mm.
And recently they came out with new trend Korean cyber cafes where you can eat Korean food in the cyber cafe.
Yeah, that is always a business strategy will work.
Yeah,
when you
it's
can
it's
eat
thing.
and
I
do-
don't know how it's doing now, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
I can do a little bit of research. Anyways, guys, it's been an hour something, so we are gonna be closing. Out the
I've got an
podcast.
idea for your next podcast.
What?
Why don't we do an episode where we get extremely spicy stuff, right? And you ask me questions, I ask you questions.
Isn't that content gonna be later shot with you?
Yeah.
Rather than posting a podcast.
No, I was just trying to hint you up with what I'm trying to do with you tonight. That was our plan. So now
Me
you're-
getting him on a podcast for a trade-off of me being inside his vlogs and his content
No,
creation.
You're
for
not
some-
gonna be inside my
Oh, I'm
vlogs.
not
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be
a vlog.
no.
So you're not gonna
be
put me and feature me in your vlog?
I'm gonna
style?
be featuring you, but you're gonna be inside the washroom after you come back because you're gonna have to shit a lot, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this small little session of podcast. We'll be doing this podcast almost every week for about 2 months ish.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it because like, hey, you know, BGMI. I'm casting BGMI, BGIS, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then if I have off day, I'm gonna spend one day do a podcast like this. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
So my next off day is gonna be in 1 week time. I think.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna have like
Yeah.
the round 2 stages, which is happening in like 2
Uh-huh.
days time. So after 4 day, I have like another 3 day off. That's probably when I'll do another podcast again. So that's next week. I
Next
don't know
week,
when
yeah.
specifically, but
We'll
yeah,
do
keep
it.
us updated.
We'll do it. And I think if you're ready to do a nighttime podcast, you know, at night India has a lot of viewership. So, but of
I
course,
want to do nighttime, but can Tesseract provide me this place for? We'll see.
Yeah,
We-
that
yeah.
is
Unless you want to do it in your room with the shitty ass hotel internet. But
Nah, I don't think that'll be. You won't get the setup right.
anyways, guys, you can see we are working very hard to try and make things work. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for tuning in, and we hope that we will do it a little bit better the next time. So for now, chalo. See you guys in episode 3. Hopefully, let us know what you guys think in our stories, and bye bye.